Hi, and welcome to Thoughtful Little Time Bombs. My name is Will. Welcome back if you're returning. I thank you for your investment in me and my little messages from on high from the Grand Wibbly Wobbly. And if this is your first visit, then I welcome you, and I hope you find something here enough to intrigue you to stay and to return. So without further ado, let's get on with it. As young people, we've had dreams that have not been realised for various reasons I keep going on about. But I believe that we have given up our autonomy to inanimate things like a sofa, a television, a remote control, a telephone for phoning for pizza. You know, pizza is not a dream realised. Okay? It still requires effort because you've got to get up and go to the door and accept the pizza. Or worse still, you've got to get off your backside and you've got to put your coat on and you've got to walk and actually get to pizza, which is much better. First of all, you'll be in the middle of society. Most people at the end of the day in built-up areas withdraw into their flats and they probably don't speak to anybody until the next day at work. And God knows what those conversations are like. We live in such terrible isolation that we should at least be trying to find a dream to realise. I have been thinking of calling this week's session Thinking Beyond the Sofa, because the sofa, a mobile phone, the television, remote control, a pizza, those are the strongest relationship in the lives of many, many people, individuals generally, who believe that they do not have the mental energy to escape that relationship, and that the tension they feel doesn't matter what it is. The tension is meaningless to them, or they persuaded themselves that the tension is meaningless. But the tension is that pressure coming from the unconscious mind that says, is this all you want? Is this all that there is to you and your life? A dream has to be something that takes a bit of effort to achieve. It's hard work. It's not like a pizza where you just phone up and somebody delivers it. You have to get up and you go to the door. There's nothing magical about that one. What is magical about a dream is that you have to get up off the sofa, stay off the sofa. It is learned. It is apathy. It is learned. Sometimes there can be an emotional, psycho-emotional cause for it. However, if the tension inside you that says, I want to do more, then you should do something about it. You have to ask yourself a simple question. Do I have the mental power to overcome the television, the remote control, the sofa, the mobile phone and pizza? And the answer is, of course you do. It's ridiculous to believe you don't. And yet so many people will come home from work and they will sit down and that's it. They won't go anywhere. They won't do anything. They'll be stuck on social media all night maybe. But what happens is that their life is passing by, and it seems to be the curse of a generation. And yet inside all of us, I believe in all of us, whether we choose to act on it or not is another thing entirely. But I honestly do believe that there is this tension. The unconscious mind is telling us there's more to life than just sitting on the sofa. You have dreams you wanted to achieve. There's things to do in life. There are places to go. There are relationships to have. It's about more than just sitting on the sofa, being depressed and thinking, I'll go to bed, I'll shut my eyes and we'll begin again tomorrow, and I won't have to think about it until then. Dreams have to be realised. Most dreams are difficult to realise. That's why they are dreams. It's about learning skills, competencies, going places, engaging with people in difficult practices. It's about starting now with intent and acting to achieve. Life is difficult, but the more you engage with it, the less difficult it becomes. I think something we'll probably return to again and again in this little conversation is that the harder you work, the more obvious the route to achieving becomes. But you have to engage with it completely. So a delivery from the pizza man, pizza person, is not an act of magic. It doesn't take much effort, therefore it doesn't constitute a dream. You have to do something to get yourself off the sofa. You have to believe that something is available to you. Opportunities are available to you. The only thing stopping you is whether you believe you have the mental willpower to overcome the power, the dreaded power of the remote control, the television, your laptop, your phone. You know, these are things that can be, they're not insurmountable in life. And you don't have to give them all up in one go. You just take a few moments out. That's all. You take a few moments out, and you not sacrificing your life entirely to social media, just a little bit of it. But you have to take some moments to step away from it and start stepping towards what you want to achieve in life. What's the best thing about banging your head against the wall? That's the best thing about banging your head against the wall. Well, the answer is simple. Stopping. And I believe that watching the television and being stuck lethargic, believing that you do not have the mental power, is banging your head against the wall. And it is a lie. We all have the autonomy, we all have the power to overcome something as bloody silly. We just have to engage. We just have to say, I'm going to step out of that life, the sofa life, for a brief moment. That's all you have to do. Instead of ordering the pizza and going to the door, all the way to the door, and picking it up, what you do is you go to the shop. And what you've done is you've stepped away from this unholy, terrible relationship between you, sofa, and social media, where people don't really exist, where it's just electrons floating around meaninglessly, looking for somebody to love them. It's meaningless. You go to a shop, you see, one thing about going to a pizza shop is it's better. You get better choices, and you can actually see what the thing looks like and see the person who's cooked it, and then decide, do I want that person to cook my pizza, or I'm delighted that person is cooking my pizza. You have to engage with the world. You have to be in the world to achieve these things, whatever they are. You may wish to become a media star, but you've got to do something. Sitting on your backside on the sofa, symbolically, sofa, is not going to help you do anything. Sitting depressed, watching the television, is going to achieve absolutely nothing. You're going to fade away. And you will reach a point in your life when there is no tomorrow. Tomorrow is today, and there is no tomorrow. You're not going to do it next week. You're not going to do it tomorrow, because there no longer is a tomorrow. You've run out of time. I'm scaring you again. It's the stoic in me. I want you to achieve so much. I want you to be so happy. I don't want them to find you eventually melded into a sofa, so that when they bury you or cremate you, they've got to bring the sofa along as well. It happens. I got a friend who recovers bodies, and he said, it happens. Don't be one of them. Okay, moving on. It is about what I mentioned before, and I will harp on about this again and again. It's about quality of life. It's about giving quality to every single moment of your life. Okay? It's about giving quality to every moment of your life. This moment, next moment, forever moment, until you've got no more moments. But at least it will give value to your life. That's the important thing. And if there is tension, if you feel tension and unhappiness just lying there on the sofa, waiting for somebody to tick or like or whatever it is, I don't do it. If the tension is there, the tension means that you have aspirations to be other than what you are sat on your sofa, blending in. You know, if you don't watch up, you're going to end up looking paisley, put it like that, and You don't want that. If you know your history, you don't want that. I love spring. One reason I love spring is because things begin, and it gives me an energy of, okay, I'll start doing it now. Maybe I should have started doing it in winter. And most things I do. I have short-term projects, I have long-term projects, and yeah, something's going on all the time. And it's because I know time is running out for me, and I just want to achieve things. But I love spring for another reason. Once the leaves have come through on the trees, and we've got loads of sycamores here, once the leaves come out and they're fresh and they're green, the sun goes down over there. Okay? That's west for me. And the light comes in through the leaves, sunset is over there, and the light comes in through the kitchen window, through the leaves, and there is a green, appley hue to the light, and it is most wonderful. I love that, as I love the leaves when there's a gentle breeze and all the leaves are going together as a team. Everybody's going at the same speed, same rate, whatever leaves do. But I always keep an eye out for crazy leaf. And crazy leaf is important. Is one of the most important things in my life in spring is crazy leaf. Because what crazy leaf does is all the leaves are doing that in a breeze, in a gentle breeze. Now what crazy leaf does, he goes, ah! I can guarantee you in spring, next spring, you watch the leaves and there will be one leaf. This is not fantasy, this is real. You'll find that there's one leaf and all it does is go. Well, everybody else goes, yeah, I'm a member of a team, I'm happy, I don't need to do much, we do things together. And then you've got one single leaf who is crazy leaf and all it does is go. It is full of energy, it wants to achieve things. That's value I give to it, that's the meaning I give to it. And it moves to the sound of a different drum. It moves to the sound of a different drum. It doesn't hear the same drum as the others. It doesn't want to sit on the sofa. It just wants to be there, and it wants to have fun and to thrive. And the interesting thing about crazy leaf is, I'm not talking rubbish here, I'm talking common sense. You will see this, it exists in reality, is that once that crazy leaf has stopped, it's elsewhere. It exists and it moves about, and I love it because it tells me that there is a different drum. I don't need to follow and do exactly what everybody else done. Crazy leaf is brilliant, and I love it very much. Crazy leaf to me is a dream calling out. It's saying, there's something you want to do. It's spring. Let's bloody well do it. And we should all be looking out for crazy leaf. Crazy leaf exists. It is a force. It is a fundamental force in nature in spring. It is when we and all plants begin to get things done. The magic of creating life, etc. The magic of creating ideas, which is the same. So, and also, again, remind you while I'm talking about crazy leaf, is that the harder you work, the more obvious the route becomes. And it's important you realise that, because we think that the step towards achieving a dream, first difficulty, it's a crisis, and we don't feel we can step forward. But the thing is, the more of these minor problems we do overcome, the easier it becomes, because we begin to refine our direction towards what we want to achieve. We may end up being interested. What's that along the road? What is that? Let's go and have a look at that. Is that an idea I can pursue? Is that a dream I can achieve? And you move towards it. And maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But from here, you can see it. You have to be here. And you go there. Maybe it's a better idea. Maybe it's not. So you come back and carry on. So when I think of crazy leaf, I keep thinking along those lines. And also what crazy leaf also teaches me is that there is a season. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end to the season. At the end of the season, the energy dissipates. It goes somewhere, and it comes back every spring. But our days are numbered. As crazy leaf's days are numbered. And it knows that when we say, oh, we'll do it tomorrow, which is the sofa psychology speaking, it knows that one day we will run out of tomorrows. Our final tomorrow will be out today, and that's it. And I've just said that. I've said this for the second time, and it's something I mean. It's important. We may not have much time, but we can achieve good things in the time that we have, as long as we don't waste time sitting on our butts in the sofa, or read for what you want, doing nothing basically, just existing. There's more to us than just existing. There's things we can do that bring quality to our life, so that at the end of our day we will be there with a list of, this is what I did. I'm so proud of what I did. Here's another list. I didn't actually achieve this, but I worked hard to achieve it, and I didn't achieve it, but I had a go. I'm happy about that one. And there are these things I didn't get round to, but time was brief. As opposed to, I wish I'd done, I wish I'd done. Two words in the English language, and it's the same in all languages, could and should. I believe that, I believe that could have done that is far more important than should have done that. Should does not imply skill and components and competence to do something. Could means that there's competence to do something and you didn't do it. So could have done that is worse than should have done that. So at the end of the day, you're lying there and you're trying to explain to people, or to the angels, whomsoever, why you didn't do things. And which word do you use? Could have done it, should have done it. Should means you didn't have the competence, possibly, but could have meant you had the competence and you didn't do it. Okay, so it's what I'm harping on about. Also, it's about what you do, what you want to do with your life, and if it is such a simple thing as, I tell you one thing I hate the idea is I go back to it, is people think great things to do in life is to jump off a bridge doing bungee. It's silly, it's meaningless, and as I say, it's a Darwin Award thing. You will one day, somebody will ask you, are you proud of, what did you do, were you proud of? Oh, I jumped off a bridge with a piece of string attached to my foot, and people will say, that's stupid. What did you do? Did you achieve anything in your life? Did you grow anything? Did you learn any particular skills? Did you write a book? Did you learn to dance? Did you go places? Did you experience things? No, I jumped off a bridge with a piece of string attached to my legs. And it was great. I was drunk. I'd feel embarrassed saying that. So Crazy Leaf says focus. You have a beginning, a middle and an end. One of the reasons given why we don't do anything, and it's almost legitimised in a sense because you hear it so often, and it is that nobody else is doing anything, everybody else seems happy. But the reality is, and I can guarantee you that most people are crying inside and are desperate for something different in their lives, of something to achieve. After you reach a certain age, the level of achievement goes downhill, but the need for achievement doesn't. And so we're all crying inside, and then on top of that, we wait and we hope that somebody will intervene. Nobody's going to intervene. It's your dream, it's what you want to achieve. You've got to go and achieve it, you've got to go and realise it. It's not anybody else's dream, it's yours. And it will be realised, and it will be qualitatively much better for you if you go through struggles to achieve it. I'm not a religious person. I don't think I ever have been, but I say my prayers, and I'm happy to do that. And I say thank you a lot, and I'm deeply grateful. But I don't do religion, I don't go to chapel, don't belong to any denomination. And I don't expect God to intervene. I'm one of these people who believes that we have all the competences we need, and the competences we don't have, that we know where to get hold of them. The Saviour's not going to turn up. The Saviour says, I'm busy. I got other things to do. The earthquakes and stuff, it's not me, it's stuff happens. I'm trying to do something about it. While you're about it, why don't you do something about global warming? No, I'm too busy. But I tell you one thing I like. the God, your God, our God says. One thing I do like is somebody puts in a bit of graft, somebody works hard. I may take a look at them, but I'm not going to just take care of everybody's problem because they couldn't be asked to get their asses off the sofa. Get the guts, do it. And those people who have dreams are different. That tension is a difference because it tells them something's wrong and they are considering doing something about it. They may well end up doing something about it. Things happen because we do them. We apply effort. We believe that we really want to do this. It is that tension. I've got a friend. I see him in the supermarket and I run. I try and hide. I just don't want to be with him because over the years he has become angrier and angrier and angrier. It's somebody else's fault. Somebody else's fault. If I remember rightly, it was a relationship that turned sour many years ago, and it's left him with enormous anger, and he's difficult to be with and difficult to employ. And he will share all this information with me, whether I want to. And I'm not the only one. He will find somebody else who just goes around hunting people down, I reckon. Because all he can do is be angry, not be creative. And he tells me that the room in which he lives in, the room, his lounge, shall we say, is one heck of a mess. And I say, why don't you tidy it up? Simple, straightforward question. And he says, yeah, I never get round to it. I put a sign on the door and it says, clean this one room. Somebody told me, you don't need to clean the whole house, start with one room. And he goes on about how difficult it is to do that and the relationships with people. And we'll go on and go on. And in the end, last time I said to him, I had to get away. I had an excuse. But I had to get away anyway because it was doing my nuts in, as somebody once said. I said, the energy and the time that you've spent talking about clearing the room, you could have cleared it. Here, now, the time you spent with me is, and the anger and the energy, you could have cleared it. And I left him. Whether that struck home or not, I don't know. I just went. I will invest my time in people who are ready to be invested in. That sounds cruel. No, it's not. Life's brief. Life is brief, and we need much of the job in order to achieve things in our life. We need to overcome the challenges ourselves. I cannot save your life. I will do myself to give you the strength to save your life. But that's it. You need to achieve your dreams because they are your dreams. You need to start moving for them, towards them, little by little. And the steps will get bigger. As I say, the harder you work, the clearer the route becomes. And also, people like grafters. People will give grafters things. Graft is hard work. People who work hard towards something, they will gain more. People respect them and they will end up with more help in the end anyway. So it comes down to patience and perseverance. Working in the objective, working in the qualitative, the quantitative and the qualitative. Quantitative is taking steps, moving forward, taking steps, reviewing where I am, and saying, okay, I'm still going forward. I can see now clearer where I need to be. And I take these steps, and it's objective, it's quantitative. You can tick off. And you can see alternative routes, and you decide whether to go on them or not. Whatever the dream is, to dance, to sing, to write a book, to decorate your house, to renovate your house, to travel abroad, to just disappear from the social group you're in, find a means of doing it. I do things in a day. I'm learning French, so I'm doing a bad job of that, but with a great deal of enthusiasm, much to the dismay of my tutors probably. I'm not skilled that way, but I'm intent on learning something. And I have 3 other projects. This is one of them. And I work hard every single day. I hit a target. That's done, that's done, that's done. Preparation, preparation, preparation. And then do something. 3 years ago, I had an operation. They withdrew a tumour, and as I keep saying, they threw it to the dog in the corner of the theatre and wolfed it down. And I was told later that I was clear. And every 6 months since then, 6 months-ish, I go to hospital and they do checks to see that I'm clear, which is great, and I'm clear. And one thing I realised recently, actually, almost 3 years into it, is that I've been given 6 months. I've been given 6 months increments to my life. In 6 months, today till the next one, I don't know what the result is going to be. So what I should be doing is thinking now in terms of the next set of tests and stuff, and just get some bloody work done. Focus as much as I can, get as much as I can while I can. Good health, bad health. One day there will be no more tomorrow, and I won't have so much done. Things scare you in life to action, and if you're stuck on a sofa, what's going to scare you to get off the sofa? Is it just being embarrassed? Is it just fed up of smelling a pizza? Or breaking wind into a sofa? The problem when you break wind into a sofa, it's cumulative. Your body heat will release them, and it could be with a person of the other sex or whatever your preferences are, and you will not impress them. So that's another reason to get off the sofa. Keep your nerve, keep your dream. Plan. As I say, plan quietly. You don't need to tell anybody. Not all dreams need to have an audience. Just need to feel a feeling. I did it. Maybe it is jumping from an aircraft 5 miles up and doing skydiving. I like that because that requires courage and skill and nerve. It's not belly full of beer and chucking yourself off a bridge with a piece of cord attached to your ankle. It's about enormous courage. It's about acquiring skills. And it's trusting to the equipment that you probably have set up yourself. So I think that's remarkable. And these are your dreams, remember, not mine, and there's not much I can do about them. You will reach a point when momentum slips. Your momentum slips, and that is the time when you need to do anything. We said before, to get the dead cat to turn. He's on the bed. You need to do anything. You may not be able to move ahead. You may lose direction. You may not know what to do. The worst thing to do is stop. Just push in another direction. Just keep busy. You will come back to the path. It will come to you because it's important to you. You're attached to it by your brain, your soul, your heart, and your ambitions and your plans, and the most important things in your life. And ideas will change. What you started off with as a dream may end up being something else. The idea that was great to start off with, as you get further down the track, may not be as wonderful as you thought it would be. And also, you must remember that in dreaming, one thing we're going to do is we're going to start remembering dreams we had before. And maybe they're more exciting, maybe they're more acceptable and realizable. It doesn't mean that a dream needs to be simple. It just means that it depends on you, and it does not depend on too many other factors. You take steps and you will achieve it. It doesn't depend on ducks coming into a row, each one being independent of you. Take control. Yeah, as I say, scarily all through the week, all through this session, is you will run out of tomorrows. I'll do it tomorrow. You will run out of tomorrows. We all run out of tomorrows. It's going to happen. Some of us are reminded about it every 6 months. And we get on with it. I had actually forgotten about that, using it as a motivation. I'm busy enough as it is. I do things because I want to do them, and I realise that there are these 6-month increments in my life, and I need to get my act together. This is all for entertainment. If you found something in there, that's great. I hope you do. It doesn't matter if you don't. I hope you're entertained. I hope you return. I hope you're intrigued to find out what I'm going to rant about next. And yeah, please subscribe. Take the time, doesn't cost a penny. Subscribe, share, like, and if you want to add comments, please do. I wish you well. As ever, I wish you so much happiness and joy. Be well, be safe, be adventurous, and if need be, when you need to take medical advice, take medical advice. All the best. Bye.